Welcome back to Piston Pundit, your ultimate pit stop for everything automotive. Today, we're diving into a topic that's sure to spark debate, especially among true car enthusiasts. The world is shifting gears towards electric vehicles at breakneck speed. But is this revolution really all it's cracked up to be? Sure, EVs might promise cleaner air and cutting-edge tech, but there's a darker side that few are talking about. A side that could threaten the very soul of car culture as we know it. Imagine a future where the roar of a powerful engine is replaced by the faint hum of an electric motor. A future where the joy of tuning and modifying your ride is limited by restrictive technology. And what if I told you that behind the scenes, your EV might be quietly collecting data on your every move, turning your beloved car into a surveillance machine? Stick with us as we uncover the hidden costs, both financial and emotional, that come with the shift to electric vehicles. We're going to explore how government mandates, limited customization options, and privacy concerns are not just changing the automotive landscape, but are also threatening the freedoms and experiences we've held dear for generations. So, buckle up. This ride is about to get intense. Let's kick things off with our first topic, where we dig into how government overreach might be driving us toward a future where automotive freedom is nothing but a distant memory. Number 6. Government overreach, the death of automotive freedom. In the race toward a greener future, governments worldwide are increasingly mandating the adoption of electric vehicles. While this push might seem like a positive step for the environment, it raises significant concerns about the potential erosion of automotive freedom. For decades, car enthusiasts have enjoyed the freedom to choose their vehicles, modify them, and push the boundaries of performance and personalization. However, the growing regulations surrounding EVs are threatening to dismantle this freedom. Government mandates, such as phasing out internal combustion engine vehicles by certain deadlines, leave little room for personal choice. In countries like the UK and several states in the US, laws are already being implemented that restrict the sale of new ICE vehicles by 2030 or sooner. This top-down approach to dictate what people can and cannot drive is creating a sense of unease among automotive enthusiasts. The shift feels less like a natural evolution and more like a forced revolution, where the voices of car lovers are drowned out by policymakers and environmentalists. Moreover, the push for EVs often comes with incentives that can financially penalize those who prefer traditional vehicles. High taxes on gasoline, increasing costs for emissions tests, and potential fines for driving older vehicles all create an environment where driving anything but an EV becomes increasingly unaffordable. The idea of automotive freedom, where enthusiasts can choose what they drive without government interference, is under siege. As the push for electric vehicles intensifies, the real question is whether our cherished automotive culture will survive or be forced into extinction by government overreach. Number 5. The end of car culture, limited modifications and tuning in EVs. For car enthusiasts, the ability to modify and tune vehicles is more than just a hobby. It's a way of life. Whether it's enhancing engine performance, upgrading exhaust systems, or personalizing the car's appearance, these modifications have been at the heart of car culture for decades. But with the rise of electric vehicles, this aspect of car culture is facing an existential threat. Unlike internal combustion engine vehicles, where virtually every component can be customized, electric vehicles offer far fewer opportunities for modification. The very nature of EVs, with their complex software systems, battery packs, and electric drivetrains, makes them less accessible for the average enthusiast looking to make performance upgrades. The tuning and aftermarket industries that have thrived on ICE vehicles may struggle to adapt to the EV era, where proprietary software and limited parts can restrict what can be done. This shift is more than just a technical challenge, it's a cultural one. The thrill of hearing a finely tuned engine roar to life, the satisfaction of squeezing out extra horsepower through a turbo upgrade, or the pride of showing off a custom exhaust system. These experiences are at the core of what it means to be a car enthusiast. With EVs, much of that tactile connection is lost. The silent hum of an electric motor just doesn't provide the same visceral experience that has driven car culture for generations. As more manufacturers pivot to producing EVs, the options for those who love to tinker with their vehicles are dwindling. The fear is that the transition to electric will not only change what we drive, but also how we interact with our cars. Will the next generation of enthusiasts be satisfied with software tweaks and cosmetic changes? Or will the passion for hands-on modification fade into the rearview mirror of automotive history? Number 4. Big Brother in your EV: surveillance and data collection concerns. One of the lesser discussed aspects of electric vehicles is their potential role in increasing surveillance and data collection. Modern EVs are essentially computers on wheels, packed with sensors, cameras, and software that constantly monitor the vehicle's environment and the driver's behavior. While this technology is often marketed as a benefit, enhancing safety, improving navigation, and offering a more personalized driving experience, it also opens the door to significant privacy concerns. In an EV, data is constantly being collected and transmitted. This can include everything from your driving habits and locations to biometric data and even conversations within the car. Many EVs come with built-in connectivity to cloud services, meaning that this data is not just stored locally, but can be shared with manufacturers, third-party service providers, and potentially even government agencies. The implications of this are profound, as it raises questions about who owns this data and how it might be used. For car enthusiasts who value the freedom and independence that comes with driving, the idea of being constantly monitored is deeply unsettling. The notion of Big Brother watching every move you make in your vehicle is antithetical to the spirit of the open road. It's not just about privacy, it's about the loss of autonomy and control. In a world where every action behind the wheel could be tracked and analyzed, the sense of freedom that has long been associated with driving is at risk of becoming a thing of the past. Moreover, there are concerns about how this data could be used to influence behavior. For example, insurance companies might use driving data to adjust premiums, or governments might enforce traffic laws more stringently using real-time data from vehicles. The potential for misuse is significant, and as EVs become more prevalent, these issues are likely to become more pronounced. For those who cherish the independence that comes with driving, the rise of surveillance in EVs is a troubling development that could fundamentally change the relationship between drivers and their cars. Before we delve deeper, do us a favor and smash that like and subscribe button. This helps us reach more auto enthusiasts just like you. Now, let's shift gears and steer towards our next point. Number 3. The hidden costs of EVs, a financial blow to car enthusiasts. As electric vehicles become more popular, one of the biggest concerns for car enthusiasts is the potential financial burden they bring. While EVs are often touted as being cheaper to operate due to lower fuel costs and reduced maintenance, the reality can be far more complex, especially for those who are passionate about cars. The hidden costs associated with EV ownership could be a significant barrier for enthusiasts who are used to the more straightforward and affordable world of internal combustion engine vehicles. First, there's the issue of upfront cost. Despite declining prices, EVs are still generally more expensive than their ICE counterparts. For many car enthusiasts, who often invest in multiple vehicles or dedicate funds to modifications and tuning, this higher entry point can be prohibitive. The idea of spending a premium on a vehicle that offers limited customization options is unlikely to appeal to those who value the hands-on aspect of car ownership. Then there's the cost of maintenance and repairs. While EVs have fewer moving parts than traditional vehicles, the parts they do have, such as battery packs and electric motors, can be incredibly expensive to repair or replace. The specialized knowledge required to work on EVs also means that enthusiasts who are used to performing their own maintenance might find themselves relying on costly service centers. This shift could lead to a sense of detachment from the vehicles they love, as the hands-on relationship between driver and machine is eroded. Finally, the rapid pace of technological advancement in the EV sector could lead to accelerated depreciation. As new models with better batteries and longer ranges are released, older EVs could lose value more quickly than ICE vehicles. which have a longer lifespan and more established market. For car enthusiasts, who often see their vehicles as investments, this potential for rapid depreciation could be a major downside. In a community where the financial aspect of car ownership, whether it's the joy of finding a bargain or the satisfaction of upgrading a vehicle, is part of the appeal, the hidden costs of EVs present a significant challenge. Enthusiasts may find themselves priced out of the market, or worse, disconnected from the very vehicles that have long been their passion. Number 2. Nostalgia versus the future. The emotional loss of ICE vehicles. For countless car enthusiasts, driving is much more than a mere act of transportation. It's a visceral, emotional experience that connects us to a rich history of automotive engineering and culture. The internal combustion engine, with its distinctive sounds, smells, and mechanical quirks, has been the heartbeat of this experience for over a century. As the automotive world transitions to electric vehicles, many fear that this deep-seated connection will be lost, leaving a void that EVs might struggle to fill. The roar of a V8 engine as it revs up, the tactile feedback of a manual transmission clicking into gear, the pungent aroma of gasoline mixed with oil. These are the sensory delights that have fueled a passion for driving in millions of enthusiasts. Each ICE vehicle has its own personality, a unique character defined by the sound of its exhaust, the responsiveness of its throttle, and the way it handles on the road. These qualities create a bond between driver and machine that goes far beyond utility. It's about emotion, adrenaline, and the joy of mastering a complex piece of machinery. In contrast, EVs, while undoubtedly advanced and powerful, often lack the sensory engagement that comes with ICE vehicles. The near-silent operation of an electric motor, while impressive in terms of efficiency and environmental friendliness, doesn't stir the soul in the same way as the throaty growl of a finely tuned engine or the satisfying click of a well-crafted gear shift. For many, the shift to EVs feels like a move towards a sterile, sanitized driving experience, where the raw, unfiltered connection to the machine is diminished. Nostalgia plays a powerful role in this emotional attachment. Classic cars, muscle cars, and iconic sports cars from the past are not just vehicles. They are symbols of a bygone era when driving was as much about the journey as it was about the destination. These cars evoke memories of simpler times, of weekend road trips, and of the thrill of pushing a car to its limits on an open road. As EVs become the norm, there's a growing concern that these symbols of automotive heritage will be relegated to museums or private collections, their roar silenced, and their legacy forgotten. Moreover, the shift to EVs represents a fundamental change in what it means to be a car enthusiast. The car community has long been built on shared experiences, car meets, track days, and road trips where enthusiasts gather to admire each other's vehicles, swap stories, and share tips on tuning and customization. This culture is deeply rooted in the mechanical nature of ICE vehicles, where each car is a reflection of its owner's personality and skill. In a future dominated by electric vehicles, there's a real fear that this community spirit could fade, replaced by a more impersonal, software-driven approach to car ownership. The challenge now is to find ways to preserve the essence of what we love about cars, whether it's through preserving classic ICE vehicles, embracing the best of both worlds with hybrid technology, or even finding new ways to bring personality and emotion into the EV experience. The road ahead might be uncertain, but as car enthusiasts, it's our passion and creativity that will drive us forward. Number 1. The environmental paradox: how greenwashing limits your freedom of choice. While electric vehicles are often heralded as the green alternative to internal combustion engine vehicles, there's an underlying truth that's often glossed over. The environmental impact of EVs is far more complex than it appears on the surface. This complexity isn't just about environmental ethics. It also ties directly into your freedom as a consumer to make fully informed decisions about the vehicles you drive. The production of EVs, especially their batteries, involves the extraction of critical minerals that are essential for the energy transition, like lithium and cobalt, processes that are far from environmentally friendly. Mining these materials often comes at a significant cost to the environment and to local communities, raising serious ethical and environmental concerns. Yet these impacts are frequently downplayed or ignored in the rush to promote EVs as the ultimate eco-friendly solution. This selective presentation of information is a form of greenwashing, where the true environmental cost is hidden behind a facade of sustainability. Greenwashing doesn't just affect the environment, it impacts your freedom of choice. When you're bombarded with the narrative that EVs are the only responsible choice, without full transparency about their production and disposal, your ability to make informed decisions is compromised. The narrative limits your freedom by pushing you towards a single option, rather than allowing you to weigh all the factors, environmental, financial, and emotional, before choosing the vehicle that best suits your values and lifestyle. Moreover, the energy that powers EVs is often sourced from non-renewable fossil fuels, depending on where you live. This means that while you may think you're choosing a greener option, you could still be contributing to the very emissions that EVs are supposed to eliminate. This inconvenient truth is rarely highlighted, further restricting your freedom to understand the true impact of your choices. And then there's the issue of battery disposal. The growing number of EVs on the road will eventually lead to a surge in used batteries, posing a significant disposal challenge. Without a robust recycling infrastructure, these batteries could create long-term environmental hazards, again undermining the green narrative and your ability to choose a truly sustainable vehicle. The road ahead: defending our automotive freedom. As we've explored throughout this video, the rise of electric vehicles isn't just a shift in technology. It's a seismic change that challenges the very essence of what it means to be a car enthusiast. From the joy of driving to the freedom of choice, the push towards EVs is reshaping the automotive landscape in ways that many of us might not be ready for. We've looked at how EVs could erode the sensory and emotional experiences that define our love for cars, how they might limit our freedoms through software restrictions, and how the environmental narrative often hides inconvenient truths that could further restrict our choices. The road ahead is undeniably electric, but that doesn't mean we have to lose what makes driving a true passion. As the automotive world shifts gears, it's up to us to ensure that our voices are heard, that our freedom to choose isn't overshadowed by a one-size-fits-all narrative. Whether it's by preserving the legacy of internal combustion engines, demanding transparency in the environmental impact of new technologies, or simply staying informed, we can take the wheel and steer the future of automotive culture in a direction that respects our past while embracing the possibilities of tomorrow. So, as you close this video, ask yourself, what does automotive freedom mean to you? How will you navigate this new terrain? Remember, the power is in your hands. Don't let anyone else dictate the road you take. If you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe to Piston Pundit for more content that keeps you in the driver's seat. Also, please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.